kind of patient as you described, Darrell, behind Ricky Rudd, but finally it was time to go.
And just remember, Biffle has a little fresher tires than Ricky Rudd in the 21. There you see it, up on the straightaway.
I mean, you get a run on a guy, and, you know, you really don't know if he's going to block you or not. And so sometimes you get into him accidentally. That didn't look accidentally, by the way, but sometimes that happens.
Boy, did you hear Ricky's RPM jump as Biffle got in the back of it?
Means rear wheels is off the ground.
Just keep on digging. Kurt Busch and Bobby Labonte nose to tail.
You know the thing about somebody like Ricky Rudd, though, he knows that Greg's better than he is, and he knows that if he can pass me and he didn't wreck me, I'm happy.
Here come the leaders up on Flash Gordon on the outside of Mark Martin.
Whoa, Mark Martin spins right in front of the leaders.
No caution
yet. No caution yet. He gets going, no caution. But boy, a lot of smoke here on the front stretch. A lot of cars have to back off because they couldn't even see where they were going.
Whoa, and Joe Nemechek pile drives Tony Stewart.
What in the world?
It was all the smoke, Darrell, as they came down the front straightaway.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
Tony lifted, and Nemechek came flying right into him. And that was, I mean, it was 10, 12 seconds behind Mark's spin, but there was such a smoke cloud.
The thing that you just don't realize is when a car spins like Mark did and there's no caution, you really don't know. You don't know where everybody is. All you see is the smoke.
Now they're going to come on pit road. Nemechek is. I can't believe Tony's car is still running as hard as that thing got hit and then hit.
Now, pit road's open, Darrell. 6 cars on the lead lap. Probably going to be about 20, 22 laps to go. I would have to believe Ricky Rudd, Sterling Marlin, being the last cars on the lead lap, may come to pit road. Those top 3 or 4, they're going to stay out, I would think.
Seems like that'd be a pretty good gamble right now. Come down and get you 4 tires and see what happens.
Now, the first, there's Robbie Gordon outside of Mark Martin.
Oh, Mark just come. The car just spun around. Mark, see, he's already been wrecked, and so his car's not driving as good as it should. And
then everybody's got to come through that days of thunder like cloud.
Spotters don't know if it's going to be a caution or not. They assume there is because you see all that smoke.
What happened to John Andretti in the 43 checked up, Tony Stewart checked up, Joe Nemechek did not check up. Not as much as those guys did anyhow.
The accordion compresses again.
Well, you just think, you just assume there's going to be a caution. See that? Look at that. Now you're assuming there's going to be a caution.
There's Ricky Rudd in the 21, just like we anticipated. Pit road, 4 tires, full of fuel adjustment. Steve Burns along with Sterling Marlin.
Larry Mack, they're going to add some air pressure to that 21. Ricky had gotten very loose on that last set of tires, and he's down pit road.
And yeah, what these guys will do now, this will be a short run for these guys, so they'll put a little more air pressure in the tires, but they'll come in quicker.
Kyle Petty has been, is out of the care center. Here's Jeannie.
Well, Kyle Petty, awake and alert. You might have seen him make his way into an ambulance via a stretcher. I know it looked a lot worse than it was. We're being told that they're just taking him to the Bristol Medical Center for precautionary reasons, and they're going to do a little more in-depth look at him. But again, he is awake and alert, and there was some talk that NASCAR may have had to throw a caution to get him out, but I guess it worked out. Crew Chief Steve Lane, how are you doing? Have you talked to Kyle?
We walked up to the window and talked to him a little bit, and he just said he hurt all over, and that's really all he said. And then they kind of pushed us back to get him out of the car, and I think they're just going to take him to, you know, just for safety precautions, just to make sure it's okay. So I hope he's just, you know, that's what it is, just bruised up. So he took a hard leg.
What was the delay getting out of the car?
I'm sorry?
What was the delay getting out of the car?
Well, I think that when he came to, he told him just to hold tight, you know, from what I could see, just standing back. And he kind of caught his breath and stuff, and I think he told him that he could get out on his own. And with that seat, they had to take the headrest and stuff off, and they wanted to make sure that they supported his neck. But like I said, I believe he'll be okay.
Could you see this one coming at all?
No, and it's just one of those racing deals. From what the spotter said, the 22 car was spinning, and he said another inch and hit and missed him. So this was one of those deals that happened. We just hope Kyle's okay.
All right, thank you for the time.
Thank you.
They've opened the crossover gate at turn 3 so that the ambulance can leave as soon as the track, as soon as the field comes by. And we'll take Kyle Petty out via ambulance. And again, this is considered precautionary after a hard hit into the turn 1 wall as Kyle clipped a spinning Ward Burton.
It's a very, very heavy gate.
Yeah, it's on a cable, and as you can see, they're trying to push the cable down so the wrecker can go across.
Here's another look at it as Ward Burton comes across after bouncing off the inside wall, collecting Kyle.
It was 2 hard licks.
Yeah, when he got hit by the 22 car, then that was a wake-up call, and then he got hit up against that wall after he knew that was going to hurt.
Now, the 2 cars involved in this caution, Joe Nemechek and Tony Stewart, continue to make their way around the track and around pit road, making multiple stops. Stewart couldn't hardly see past that hood, so get it out of there.
Now, that car must have a pretty good crash bar in the front of it, Larry, the 20 car, because I don't see any steam coming out of it.
Yeah, I mean, he's showing right now on our scoring in 11th position, with 12th position, just 1 lap down. So they're going to do everything they can here. It's going to be about maybe 18 laps to go when we get this race restarted. We need to document the type of restart we'll have is what we call the 25-lap rule, where those 6 lead lap cars only will be in the outside line, but that's a bunch of lap cars on the inside.
As bad as this damage, though, you know, it may not have any water in it. It may have already lost all of it, but I don't see any steam. I don't see any smoke. I think he lucked out in that area.
And he's able to stay out there just 1 lap down. Here's Dick Bergman.
You guys realize how good this is for Kurt Busch to have these laps going under caution? No chance for Bobby Labonte to do anything to him right now. Labonte had been on his back bumper, threatening to pass at any moment. Now he just gets to ride around for a bunch of laps. Bobby's going to have fewer laps to try to get by him now.
And I tell you, Dick, Kurt Busch has done everything but been to victory lane this year. 5 races, 3 second-place finishes, including that great finish at Darlington last week.
The 18 car is better than this 97. The question is, how hard is Bobby going to try? I don't mean that he will back off and run second, but he knows he doesn't want to wreck both of them. And that's the chance you take here, especially late in runs on these older tires.
Well, next weekend, Darrell, the scene shifts to Texas. Busch Series practice on speed, Winston Cup qualifying Saturday. Final practice on FX in the O'Reilly 300 Busch race presented by Old Spice here on Fox. Next Sunday, NASCAR This Morning on Fox Sports Net and the Samsung Radio Shack 500 right here on Fox. NASCAR rolls on across the Fox networks next weekend. 2 to go and we'll get a restart down to the confines of the Hollywood Hotel.
Thanks, Mike. 17 cautions. And Kurt Busch, you spoke with Jimmy Fennick. Even though he won last year, this is an entirely, and looks like he could do it again, an entirely different setup.
Yeah, these guys here, they haven't been afraid to change the setup. Even though they won the race here a year ago, they started looking for better ways to make this car faster and be able to make him get back to victory lane. And right now, it looks like it's working pretty good. He was off a little bit early on. They kept working on it. They got better and better. So far, it's looking pretty good right now.
And you think that Matt Kenseth, currently running 3rd, has a pretty good chance here of making a move?
He's in the catbird seat, in my opinion, right now. If Bobby Labonte goes up there, and you know how Kurt Busch is, he's not going to relinquish this lead very easily. He may be in the best position to take advantage of what these 2 guys dish out to each other.
So we've gone 479 laps, 500 makes this complete, Jeff. But what kind of restart? How do you think that will affect things?
The restart's going to be the key to this whole deal. These cars on the inside could affect things. Kevin Harvick's trying to get a lap back along with Jimmy Johnson. They very easily could, get in there. Rusty Wallace is trying to make his way back up there. He's only a lap down. All these guys know that it's a long ways from being over with 20 laps to go, so they're going to be fighting their way up there. Don't forget Jimmy Spencer. He's trying to improve his position, got a fast race car. It's going to be settled right here probably this restart.
Rusty Wallace, who has won here 9 times the most of any active driver, 2 laps down. Let's go back upstairs, rejoin Mike Joy, Darrell Waltrip, and Larry McReynolds.